All right, hope you guys are all doing fantastic today. Hope everything is working out quite well for you. Sorry about the slight technical difficulty. Let's get this puppy up and running and get us on our way here to market domination, guys. Let's see here. There we go. All right, excellent, fantastic, cool. I love it when the computer gives me a little bit of problem in the morning. It would not be a Cracking Crypto Sunday live stream if we did not have slight technical difficulty. Again, guys, that's just kind of one of the downsides of living where I live, where it's nice and physically safe and secure, although not the best for technological development. Okay. All right, today is December the 23rd, Sunday, guys. It's 2 days till Christmas. Hope you guys are doing fantastic on this glorious, beautiful, beautiful Monday out here, or Sunday, excuse me. All right, cool. MaxX, thank you so much, guys. Let me see. Let me just check here with the. Restream chat. Man, got a whole lot. Got a whole lot of chat already. Okay, cool. Well, hopefully this is going to be updating for me as well, since we did switch the stream. I do see that everything is looking pretty good. Okay, so just let me know if we have any. Any technical difficulties, guys. And I'll try to fix them as we go. All right, got Scott moderating the chat. Shout out to him, Mass Dash. Got Alex in here as well. Good morning to you, Christian Debic. What's going on from Croatia? Hope it's doing good over there. Probably colder over there than it is over here, although it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't not surprise me. Electronium Rich, K7 Jixer, Brandon Murray, Omega. Hey, man, how we doing? Peppo Max, what's going on, man? The market is pumping in a bear market. What is next, Justin? All right, well, we'll take a gander. We'll take a gander. XLM BTC ratio looks like a really good setup to me. Yep, talked about that yesterday. Krypton mining, gonna have to ban you, bro, if you're gonna keep it up, man. I saw, you know what's interesting is that I've seen you elsewhere too, so hopefully this isn't your only avenue for entertainment, but it's all good, man. We're happy to have you here, as long as you keep it okay. I've seen you elsewhere too. Okay, so we'll just cancel that, and I'm gonna go ahead and just give you a brief, just gentle nudge. Okay, I actually don't see you right here. Joey V, what's going on? And Makey Town, hey, what's going on? Okay, so let's get into the markets this morning, guys. Got a lot to talk about. All right, we should probably start with the regular announcements, though. I'll probably start with the regular announcements. So let me do that over here. I've kind of reformatted, thanks to Mbate's recommendation. I have redone how I normally do. How do I put it? You know, like the streams, you know, the scenes and Streamlabs OBS. That way, when I do look at news or when I do look at like data metrics, the screen isn't going to be cropped because it's not going to be set up for how I actually look at them in TradingView, because I have to crop the screen so that you guys, so that's just a little bit clearer and that everything looks nice. All right, so we'll go here, and we'll also go here, and we'll also go here and here and here, so we can look at all our morning information and updates. All right, so we're going to switch the scene over here. Okay, good. All right, cool. So, cool. Now you guys can see that as well. Get out of here. Be gone with you. All right, first thing I want to do is I do want to check in on the trading group. The Cracking Cryptocurrency Premium Trading Group, give you guys an idea of where we're at and how the group has been doing. Obviously, we closed out a fantastic week 1 and week 2. We did close out week 2 at 264.09% P&L. Now, again, is that indicative? Again, just one thing that I do like to point out, it's not indicative of your general portfolio growth. It is indicative of the P&L on each individual trade that we take, guys. So we have a very calculated risk management strategy as well as portfolio allocation strategy. So as long as you guys are maintaining through all that, you'll be well. Big winners for week 3, obviously, were our BCH Z18 short. We were able to pull 31.70% P&L off of that. We scalped Litecoin several times to the downside. Let's see here. What were some other big winners for the week? Obviously, the biggest winner would have been our long on XBT-USD. Again, going back, the initial fills at 3,200 and 3,150. We ended up taking profit on that at 3,500. So yes, did we sell too early? Yes, that's fine. You guys can consider it that way. However, I consider it a safe, profitable, nice trade. And we're in a market where I see, when I tune in most days and I see most people getting wrecked left and right, I'm quite happy with a 50% trade, honestly, guys. Yeah. So week 4 off to a good start. Took an S&M trade, XRP Z18. Took both of those. So we did do a spot long trade on XRP last night, and the same with XRP Z18. We bought the breakout. So normally we don't do extremely high leverage, but I was very confident in XRP Z18 trade, so we did 5 to 10x that baby. Normally I only trade with 3x leverage. 5x is if I'm feeling very, very confident. But last night we did do a 5 to 10x trade on XRP Z18. We're able to pull out 27.2% on our second take profit target. So things looking pretty good there for the premium trading group as well. Let's take a look at our data metrics for the morning, guys. All right, so coinfarm.online. Let me see if I can make this a little bit easier to see. Sorry guys, still doing a little bit of live editing. Thank you so much for that sub on YouTube. I can't actually see who it is unless I click over here, and I'll give you a shout out if this thing ever loads. Shad Colebroke, hey man, thanks so much for the subscription on YouTube. Alrighty then. I want to make this viewable in a way so that you guys can see. There we go. Now I can just... Hey, thanks so much. People subscribing even as I'm dealing with a technical, trying to get everything optimized for the stream. Thank you so much. Mr. or Mrs. No judgments here. This is a judgment-free zone. Jeez, my computer. Andrew Mark, thanks for the sub on YouTube. Okay, so let's go down to our coin farm data metrics here, and we're looking at the aggression of the longs and the shorts here on BitMEX margin BTC USD. We have a fairly equal distribution of aggressive market entering. Again, the way that we utilize this data metric is we're looking for aggression in the marketplace. So this is representing the percentage of market orders being entered into the XBT USD position, the perpetual swap contract. So when we do see a divergence, when we see something like a 60-40%, so say the longs are up 60%, so that means 60% of all market orders being entered are to the long side. That generally represents an area in the market where the longs are getting too aggressive, and because of that, they're going to be exhausting their supply of capital to enter into long positions, and most likely the shorts and the sellers and the bears will take over, at least in the short term, and we're looking for that type of area to form a market top. We don't see any indication of that yet, but this is how you use this data metric. I do get this question a lot, and thank you to Bennett over at Bitcoin Trading Challenge for helping explain this to me and bring this into my daily trading strategy as well. The other way that you can use this data metric is if you scroll down and look at the last 30 minutes, looking at fairly significant trades. Now, I do like to use a significant trades ticker, which we actually go over here. We can see the significant trades ticker up there. Oh, there, that way. Yep, there you can see it in the top right-hand corner of the screen right there. All right, so, okay, we'll get back over here. And one way that you can look to do this is you can either look to trade with the trend, so it depends on where you're at. If you are at the top of an uptrend and you see a significant spike in shorts, then that is an area where you want to be looking for a good potential reversal area. If you're at the top of an uptrend and you see a massive increase in longs, generally not a good idea for you to be longing into resistance at the top of an uptrend. So several ways that you can do that, and then obviously the data metric down here, so you can see what positions are underwater. Obviously currently we have the superiority to the long side right now for market entries. This is the last 24 hours right here, and we can see that price is currently at 39.46, and we do have a lot of longs underwater. We do have a lot of longs underwater, and we do have a lot of profitable shorts. And since we don't see a significant divergence or a convergence between longs and shorts aggressive market enterings, it makes it very difficult for us to actually determine which direction the market's going to go based off this data metric. And again, that's something that you're going to encounter over the weekend. As I've said many times before, trading Bitcoin over the weekend, I tend to just stay away from it. There are profitable opportunities, but generally I like to stick my trading between Sunday evening and Friday evening. Because that's when your more professional traders are trading, individuals with a lot of capital who are actually going to move the market. So often what you will have is the market will be trending in a strong direction, and then over the weekend the markets tend to be fairly bullish over the weekend, not bearish, because that's when retail traders or kind of sideline traders who are working full-time jobs and are part-time traders, they're coming in on the weekends, and because of their lack of experience and because of just the status of them being a traditional retail trader, they tend to be permabulls on cryptocurrency, so they tend to come in and pump the markets up. And then generally around Sunday evening, Monday morning, your higher caliber traders come in and they're like, hey, thanks for providing liquidity to our sells and our short entries, and they just slam big daddy red candlesticks down on them, guys. Ask Santa what you want for Christmas. You know, I know a lot of people were asking for a cheap Bitcoin last Christmas when it seemed like Bitcoin price would do nothing but go higher and higher and higher. Well, you got it, and Santa is coming with a big bag full of red candlesticks for you guys. So fantastic. I want to give a big shout out to the almost 271 people watching us across YouTube and Twitch. Thank you so much, guys. Early in the show, but if you guys do want to support the show, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We are generally here live every morning at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, noon on the Eastern Seaboard. Later times, if you're in the old country or in the sun, you're in the land of the rising sun. You know, if you guys want to help us out at no cost to yourself, we are trying to build up the Twitch, trying to build up a strong community on there. So if you do go over to twitch.tv/crackingcrypto, give us a follow on there. If you have Amazon Prime, you can give us a subscription for free. We get a couple dollars from it. Helps keep the lights on. But we'd appreciate that. Thank you so much, guys. All right, so let's go over to our vcdepth.io. Actually, let's start out with vchealth.io, because this is more Bitcoin specific. So this is a pretty fascinating aspect of the markets that I have been incorporating in my daily trading. Now, Bennett does have a really good strategy video on this as well, but generally I'm looking at historical market depth, and I'm looking for areas where the bids are superior to the asks on the order books. Now, and I'm also looking for areas when the overall volatility rises, telling me I kind of want to trade the markets right now. I'm also looking at volume too right now. So as we can see, like from the weekend volume is below the volume moving average across all major exchanges. So nothing extremely impressive, just generally what you want to see. As we can see here, from the 17th to the 21st, so basically the actual session of last week's session, so, you know, like Sunday evening through Monday, we did actually see very nice volume, you know, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times above the moving average, the volume moving average. Those are good times where you do want to be trading in the market. And obviously we saw a lot of good volatility last week, as we can see right here based on our volatility channel right here. We do have volatility higher than our zero line, which is a good time to trade the markets. And then we fall down below it yesterday. Yesterday was a very low volume day, and the same for today. Now yesterday is actually today actually the ticker is actually showing us that we do actually have more volatility than yesterday. But if we cross-reference that with volume, we see that it's not very, you know, anything ultimately impressive. Now, looking at historical market depth, this is actually a good indicator that I have been using for my trading. So what I'm looking for are areas when the green line indicates the number of bids or buys in the order book, and the red line indicates the number of asks. The blue line is a composite of both as well. So we're looking for areas, we're looking for all this to add up. We're looking for good volume. We're looking for bids to be higher than asks, and we're looking for volatility. And when all three of these things align, that is a good indication that you should be going long in the market, or at least this can be used as your confirmation. If you're looking at price action and weighting your trading decisions based on price action, you can go mostly based off of price action, which is what I'd like to see. All right. And then obviously we can see market cap right here. Market cap actually on the rise over the weekend. We did actually have a little bit of a drop here. I think our lowest was on the 20th, where we did reach 64, and then we just kind of evened out around, you know, 68, 69 billion for Bitcoin as well. So let's look at arbitration opportunities. If you guys are looking to arbitrage, let's see here, from Bitflyer to Bitfinex, from Bithumb to Bitfinex, from Bitflyer to hit BTC, Bithumb to hit BTC as well. Pretty much the most profitable arbitration opportunity right now is from Bitflyer to Bitfinex, 3% on margin, with about $182,000, almost $183,000 on the books. So if you guys got your arbitrage bots going on, that is a good one, although I am tentative to arbitrage to Bitfinex, as I have been for a while. All right. So everything looking, so okay, so now let's look at those data metrics. All right, so for today, do I feel like taking a long position? Again, I don't like trading Bitcoin on the weekends. I am more interested to look, and this is exactly what I was talking about earlier this morning in the members lounge, as I was doing my morning updates on things. People were asking, you know, are we going to go long? Are we going to short on Bitcoin right here? Now, everything is telling me that we should be looking for a short position right now on Bitcoin. However, I'm going to wait for either closer to the daily, the weekly candle close, and I'm going to wait maybe even potentially further past that and just see what the Asian markets do as they come in and start trading Bitcoin this evening. I'm kind of curious to see what the professional traders will do, whether they will push price up to a level that would be a better opportunity to enter into a short from, or whether we're actually going to experience a breakout. Now, all the data metrics, all the price action is telling me that I do want to be short in this market right now based on this. Get to the chart, we did form a lower high. We do have a Fisher crossover on the daily chart, and we've also tested our previous equilibrium block. I'll just wait for that because it's hard to explain all that without looking at the chart for reference. So again, this does not look like an area where I do want to take a position. The volume's not impressive to me. Looking at the historical market depth ratio, it's locked in a battle. It seems fairly neutral to me. If we actually do look at the 1 day here, yes, we do actually see that the bids are slightly higher than the asks, but overall, if we look at how it was based over the weekend or based over the last trading week, let's look at the 7 days. The market depth ratio actually is on the decline for the last 2 days. So again, just more indications of why I do not like to trade BTC for a long trade. Generally a long trade starting Friday evening, parsing you through like Sunday or Saturday evening, Sunday morning is generally a good trade, and then you generally want to be out of that trade come around this time, around Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, because that's when you're more from here toward the daily candle closes when the early traders will start waking up, and from like 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to anywhere around 2 o'clock in the morning is where you're going to see heightened volatility in the Bitcoin markets. All right, so that's VC Health. Let's go over to Bitger and let's take a look at Bitcoin. Let's look at our open interest reports. So this will be our last calculation. And again, nothing's really changed here. So funds based on CME and CBOE futures are still mostly neutral. Professional traders have doubled down on their selling, and retail traders are continuing to buy everything up. Now we'll take a look at the COT indicator actually as we get in here a little more. So here's our net positions in Bitcoin futures, and this is what Bennett's COT indicator actually does compile the metrics from. Again, guys, pretty big fan of his work. He does some excellent work over there. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, let's see here. I'll just wait. I think I'll actually wait because I've been explaining this looking at the Bitger data, but I do prefer actually looking at it at the CME CBOE chart, or excuse me, just the CME chart with the COT indicator. I think it's much clearer for me. So just what do I see? Just scrolling over this. Let's see net positions in Bitcoin's future. Lowered volatility on the CME CBOE exchanges. Let's see. Yeah, retail have continued to increase their position to the long side. Funds have continued to increase their position as well over the last week. Others, which is going to be your professional traders, your asset managers, they've stayed relatively the same. If we look at open interest in longs and in shorts, we do continue to see, this is going to be the red line is going to indicate our long funds. So this is going to be a measure of the top 4 funds. They have increased both their long and their short positions, so still interested in hedging. They are more short. Let's see here, 12,000. What's the latest metric right here? 15,000 positions to the long side, and about the same. So they're actually a little longer than they are shorter, but they're mostly just hedged. If we do look at professional traders and asset managers, they are. Let's see here. No, that's going to be retail. My bad. Excuse me. So retail is much more long than they are short. And looking at others, so this is going to be your professional traders, they are significantly more short than they are long. Okay, interesting. Let's go to trading sentiment. We do have longs in very profitable positions right here, which is good. We do have shorts in very unprofitable positions. Now, generally, the psychological way that you would trade this is when we are ranging, which is kind of what we seem to be. We're obviously not in a strong uptrend at any point in time. We're just having a relief rally, guys. We don't have any confirmation that this is going to be a sustained uptrend in Bitcoin. And again, one of the things that I think characterizes a good trader is conservatism. I'm not an aggressive risk taker, and that's why I'm able to be fairly successful with my positions. So generally, when you do see a situation like this in the market where your longs are very profitable and your shorts are very unprofitable, you're looking for longs to take profit, which could be the indication that we are going to see a potential retracement, and you are looking for shorts to actually look for areas to double down on their positions so that they can get a better average entry because they do not want to sell at a loss. So this is generally an indication where you would see a potential retracement in the markets. We do see that long positions and short positions are fairly steady though as well. So not significant changes. We do see a little bit of drop off in short positions, and we do see some healthy profit taking on the long positions as well. Although we still have about, let's see here, about 26,805 long positions as opposed to 33,577 short positions. Okay. So, and we go take a look real quick here at Datamish and see what they're actually paying. Yep, we see that shorts have dropped off significantly, and looking at the rate that they are paying as well is very, very low. Let's see, the rate that longs are paying is fairly steady at about 0.006%, so that's really not anything. Shorts were paying an extremely high rate, but that has really dropped off the map. So right now, looking at the rate for the shorts, now Bitfinex is actually asking you to go short rather than long. So they're trying to entice you into going short. All right, so let's close all that out. And let's go back over here to the charts and do some technical analysis, guys. Okay, so here's what I see. Looking at the XBT USD perpetual inverse swap contract here on good old BitMEX, we have some interesting things, guys. So looking at the daily chart right here, we got about 6 hours and 28 minutes until the daily candle closes. And earlier in the morning when I was looking at this was looking fairly bearish, and it's still looking bearish. We do have this indecision spinning top doji candle right now. Earlier it was more this gap down here at the bottom. It had not had this healthy bounce off of this previous equilibrium block that has now occurred. So we do see a little bit of buying. So here's how I would play this out, guys. We've looked at a lot of things for potential BTC movements here. We've looked at a lot of potential things. We do currently have, as you see, we did get rejection. We do have our high daily candle close right here coming in around 4,071. That was obviously the close of this candle, the open of this, where we did get rejection from on the selling side here on the 20th of December. Our previous high for our last bullish candle on the 21st was not able to make it up. And so we have put in a lower high. Now look where we do get rejection from on the wick of the daily candle. We do actually get rejection from that close area right there. So not extremely optimistic, not extremely bullish to me. We are currently hanging out right around the point of control right here, around 3,972 is where our volume profile posits the point of control. So generally in an area like this, I'm not comfortable with taking a position because you're not sure whether you're going to close above the point of control. You're not sure whether you're going to close below the point of control. And also what's interesting is that this equilibrium block right here, which is, we have the reason that it's an equilibrium block, and I've gotten that question a lot of times, we have a market structure right here where we are progressing to the downside, and then we get a break in market structure where we're experiencing a downtrend, and then we get a nice pump right here. I measure the true candle body of that area, and that's going to act as significant support moving into the future if we are able to close above that area. And if you look and see, this area has acted as support right around this area. And look where we wicked off and found support, the upper area of the equilibrium block. So looking for confirmation on which way I want to take this, this does look like an area where I do want to short. If we do look at the Fisher transform, we are getting the crossover. However, we are still above the zero line, which makes this a tentative area for me as well, guys. You know, one of the things that I think differentiates a good trader from a bad trader is, you know, you have to delete the illusion in your mind that you possess some crystal ball and that you need to be right about direction. Again, you don't need to be right about direction. Everybody's obsessed with predicting which way the market's going to move. That's a very, like, it's a waste of your time. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, you should have a good strategy for how to trade and have a general feel for which way you think the market's going to move, but take this from somebody who's done this for a decade. Like, being right about direction is much less important than disciplined strategy. You can be wrong about what direction you're going to move, but your strategy will allow you to take certain setups and allow you to have risk management that will keep you playing in the game. I know, I mean, I laugh about this. I joke about this with other professional traders that get it. So many people, novice traders, come in and they think they have to be right about which way the market's going to move. You don't. I mean, there are times when I'm wrong a lot about which way the market's going to move, but I'm still able to be profitable as opposed to other people who aren't profitable. And the difference is strategy, discipline, and risk management. I mean, that's That's much more important than direction, guys. Direction doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which way the markets move as long as they move. You wait for confirmation on which way the market is most likely to move, and then you take a statistical discipline bet based off of that, having strong risk management and having conservative take profit targets, and you'll be able to play this game a long time. As opposed to people who want to take a moonshot on, we're definitely going down, we're definitely going up. As soon as I hear that, I stop listening to you. You know, any personality or any trader or any person that says, bro, look at all these metrics right here, it's definitely going to do this. I don't listen to you because you have no idea what you're talking about, and I know that you're not a trader. Or I know that you're not a profitable trader. And if you've made profit, it's because you're lucky. The best traders that I like to listen to, that I respect, I'm like, hey man, what do you feel about this? They're like, well, it could do this or it could do that. Most people hate that trader talk, but that is actually the best thing. And then what follows that up for an impressive trader for me is if they're like, okay, if it does this, then that, I'll do this. If it does this, then I'll do that. Not just, well, it could do this or it could do that. No, I want to hear, okay, if it does this, then what will you do? If it does this, then what will you do? So let me elucidate that with what I will do if this happens or this. So if we are actually able to close a daily candle above 4,071, then I will be looking for a long scalp, at least up here to the $4,200 area, which is where we do also have our previous breakdown block, potentially even as high as 43.53. We do have I had plotted this out again. I'm going to have to go down to the lower time frames, but we were looking at that potential inverted head and shoulders. Now we haven't formed an impressive right shoulder yet, which is why I would be, as I said, if we do break above 4,071, I'm not going to be overly optimistic about how high that movement can go, because without a nice healthy pullback, I become very disenfranchised, very disenchanted on how high this is going to be able to go. Whenever we have a nice healthy pump movement without a good at least 50% 618 retracement back to retest previous support and establish a new baseline, it typically does not work out well for the bulls. That typically tends to enter into an area where you definitely have a bull trap. And if we do see that, I will be looking for a longer term short. Okay, so if we are able to close above 4,071 on a daily basis, so probably not going to happen on today's candle close. I would be potentially looking for a scalp if it did trade above it. However, I do want confirmation. I'd probably be going down to the lower time frame, something like the 12-hour or the 6-hour, to make sure that that candle did close, or at least that I get some time frame close above that level, above 4,071. If that does happen, I will be looking at upside targets around 4,200, potentially even 43.45, which is going to be right here, the neckline of the left shoulder. I would like to see a right shoulder form for an inverted head and shoulders, and if that does happen, if we are able to retrace back down here to 3,600, 3,500 range to retest this previous resistance as support, then I become much more open to the possibility of a sustained movement up to 4,500, potentially even 5,000. Because then we get a very nice measured move off of the inverted head and shoulders. However, we're not seeing that right now. So if we do break this area, yes, would I be looking for a short-term long? Yes, I would. Would I also be increasingly interested in looking for a long-term short setup? However, yes, I would. Because again, when we do not experience a good healthy pullback and establish a new baseline as we did here, it typically does not work out well for the bulls. Typically, you're going to get retail overly optimistic and enthusiastic as we do crest above 4,000, as we have not been able to close above on a convincing basis yet. And generally, they're going to just get lured into a bull trap. And your more savvy traders who have been taking this thing to the short side pretty much all year long will be looking at an opportunity for them to crush them. So right now, all we have is a lower high after forming this high right here. Do we see any divergence on the Fisher transform? We do see a little bit of hidden bearish divergence. We are putting in a higher high here, and we're putting in a lower high in price action, and we're making a higher high on our oscillator. So this is going to be your Class B hidden bearish divergence, generally continuation divergence of the previous trend, which at this point in time is bearish. Now, what am I looking for to be confirmed in my short position? Well, I'm looking for a break of this equilibrium block. If we close within or below, I will be looking at taking a short position, or at least beginning to open up a short position. That is also going to be a breakdown of the point of control. As we can see here, we do have our developing point of control, and we can see the point of control has risen up to 3,966. So we do see that price is able on a daily basis to break above it. It doesn't make it very far. It immediately goes back to test. It closes below. And then on the 21st day, we did come up and reject immediately from it. We came up to test it and rejected from it. Now we're just hanging out right around that point of control area. If we do close below it, I will consider that a confirmed kill of the point of control area, especially if we close within the equilibrium block as well. Closing below it is going to be like 3 out of 3. Yes, we need to take this thing to the short side. So give you some prices on that. If we close below 3,900 on today's candle, I'm going to be fairly bearish. I'm going to be looking to enter into a short. My stop loss is going to be probably around $4,000, maybe a little bit tighter. I'll probably scale out of the position with my stop loss, so I'll probably start setting my stops at around 39.81. Might even scale them up as high as like 40.50. Again, I'll just have to look and see when I zoom down to a smaller time frame. It'll be able to give me better areas, but I won't be looking for price to make it over that point of control. I will be looking to scale into a short position, at least down to 30. As we get down to 3,600, we won't zoom right through it. If we do zoom right through it, of course, I will just scale and dramatically increase my short position. If we do not zoom through it, as I expect we will not, more than likely we do get a little bit of consolidation here, and then I'm just waiting to play into consolidation. More than likely, I look to cover a little bit of my short position, and then I will be looking at how the consolidation period plays out. Are we going to form a right shoulder of this inverted head and shoulders, potentially a cup if you're looking at this cup and handle pattern, whatever? Or are we just forming a redistribution area and we break to the downside? So a lot of time to wait and see, guys. You do have to wait for confirmation if you're looking to play this correctly. Let's go down to the lower time frames. Let's actually go to the 30-minute chart so I can show what one of our members had pointed out earlier. And this is something that we were also talking about. So looking at the lower time frames, we were looking at potentially forming a head and shoulders pattern within the inverted head and shoulders pattern, and that's fine, guys. You can form patterns within patterns within patterns within patterns. Now, the head and shoulders pattern is a pattern that I do like to play out. So what are we looking at here? We do have formed a left shoulder. We obviously formed our head as we came up here to butt against 4,200, and now we're looking at forming a right shoulder, and look what our point of control is. That right shoulder is being rejected from the point of control. Typically, this is an area where you are looking to enter into a short position right around here with a stop loss set above your right shoulder. So based off this metric, you would be looking to go short here or waiting for confirmation for a break of this neckline. A break of that neckline would again put you in a close inside the equilibrium block after a double rejection from the point of control. As you see here, a potential double top, and confirming this overall head and shoulders pattern as well. So if this neckline does get broken, and if we go ahead and scale this out, if this does break within the next, I'd say like 4 to 6 hours before the daily candle close, again, you're looking for a close at or below 3,900. You're looking to set your stop loss right here above the right shoulder. You can even set it at 40.71. You can set it right where the peak of the right shoulder is at about 40.60. You can even be a little bit more aggressive and set it, you know, like 1 or 2x ATR away. But as we see right here, looking at the Fisher transform as well, do we see any divergence on these lower time frames as well? We do see the Fisher tightening up as price is getting rejection from the point of control. Again, not an overly optimistic thing that I like to see when I'm looking for a long position. Let's see here. We do see bearish divergence. Yep, we see triple bearish divergence right here on the 30-minute chart, where price is putting in higher highs and the oscillator is putting in lower lows as well. And when we get into this area, having traded the Fisher transform for a significant amount of time, as we can see here that the majority of the Fisher transform is trading above the zero line here. And if we look over here, once we break right here, we see this significant breakdown through the zero line right here. And we do bottom about 2.5 standard deviations away from the zero line. As we see here, it looks like now the oscillator is wanting to spend most of its time below the zero line as well. And we have that confirmed with bearish price action. So a couple potential trades on the table, guys. Looking for this head and shoulders pattern to play out. Obviously, the traditional way that you look to play a head and shoulders pattern is you wait for confirmation, wait for a break back into the equilibrium block right here around 3,900. You're going to set your stop loss at the peak of this right shoulder because a break of that is going to represent a break in market structure if you are looking at a downside potential, and you would be looking to actually probably enter into a short scalp at that period in time up again to that $4,200 area, and then you just wait and evaluate what price does at that time. Again, I do think that if we do not validate this head and shoulders pattern or break this trend line, or come back down to test this previous equilibrium block as support, I become very less optimistic about the the upside potential of this movement, even if we do break out. I won't really view it as a breakout. I'll look at it as a false break that is most likely going to get significant rejection, guys. All right, so there we are. There is how I'm going to be playing XBT for the meantime. For today, again, I'm not in a position on XBT right now. The last position that we did take was on Friday. Edgar Gomez, thank you so much for the sub on YouTube, man. Highly appreciated. The last position that we did take on XBT was actually a short from 40.50 to 41.50. We targeted 3,900 and 3,800. We were able to close that out very successfully. Sanella Matthews, that was the day Alex had posted that trade for our trading group. On the day that I was dealing with my son's surgery. So I wasn't able to get into that trade until yesterday morning. So I was only able to enter around like 4,005. But I was able to catch 3,900, 3,800. Stopped out because I do set my stops at previous take profit levels. So stopped out once price reached 3,900. So we were able to pull some nice profits off that as well. All right, guys. So let's go over to the chat. We got a lot of chat, man. Looks like my restream chat is not updating. I'm still having issues with that, so I'm just gonna have to go to the YouTube chat, and we will pop out chat. All right, guys. Joey V, what's going on, man? Parker, we are bullish. No ifs, ands, and or buts about it. NKN Mooncoin. All right, brother. What do I think about Monero? Well, let's take a look at it, man. Sub 2 buy and hold Monero. You can't lose if you have the patience. I have only 100 Monero. You think it's worth the hold? Yes, in 4 months it will be over 150. Let's see here. So Brandon says he lost 10,000 USD in the bear market. Okay, I thought you said $10. Well, you know what? Many people have lost much more, man. Bear markets are excellent opportunities for learning. Obviously, it sucks to lose a significant amount of capital, but we always learn. We always learn, man. It's impossible to find the real bottom. Generally, yes, that is correct. That's why you want to show up to the party late and leave early. Jay Constant says, buy the bottom, sell the bounce in a bear market. Hodlers get wrecked. Yes, they do. Hodling is a terrible investment strategy, in my opinion. Yeah, Andrew Mark, I'm actually inclined to agree with you. Trading against Bitcoin is pretty unprofitable. Trading against the USDT is profitable. Are we expecting coins like BCH to go higher? I'll take a look at it. Hey, CryptoCore, what's going on, man? How do you like the new CryptoCap chart on TradingView showing market cap and dominance? I haven't played around with it too much. I've seen a couple other guys play around with it. I don't even really know actually how to get to it. So let's take a gander here. Yeah, I don't even know where to find it, honestly. There's another thing too, like, you know, I trade on BitMEX, you know, so much, and primarily that's kind of what I'm interested in. That I see I've seen some other people like pull up basic like CoinMarketCap stuff. I'm just not sure how to do it, honestly, because I don't trade a lot of those. I tend to stick to the larger exchanges. I like high liquidity volatility coins. Yeah. I just need to look into it more, but I'm busy, man. Antonopoulos is a legend. Everyone should know him. Yes, man. Absolutely, guy. Yeah. Mod Nihal. Hey, what's going on, man? Chris Rizzo says, didn't check your channel. I'm currently with my smartphone online. Do you have some guides / fundamentals about TA? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we do, man. Discord.krakencryptocurrency.com. We do have our webinar series. Currently, we're dealing with risk management, Fisher Transform. Supply and demand zone trading is what we're going to be working on next with the webinar series. Just instructing individuals on how to trade. Do I have a course that you can buy and purchase? No, it's more about a community, man. So it's a subscription-based community. You can find all the information for that on the website, my good friend. Hey, Mr. Mase, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Oil Painter, Jay, if you are invested, why do you not want it to moon? Well, of course I want it to moon, man. Of course I want it to moon. But the reality of the situation is that I'm a trader. I do have an ownership position in Bitcoin that I am strategically adding to as price continues to move down. But I would like it to go lower so that I could buy Bitcoin cheaper, obviously. But yes, of course I want it to moon. And do I have long-term faith in Bitcoin? Yes, of course I do. Otherwise, I would not be invested in it. But I mean, you just have to look at the reality of the situation, and the markets change every day. And I make money as a trader. I've been doing this for 10 years, man. Jay Constant says I was in jail for destroying a Bitcoin ATM. Oh, man. Bull trap on XRP USDT pennant last night was nasty. Let's take a gander at that. You got pulled into that bull trap? I don't know, man. Looking at the hourly chart, let's look at the bigger time frames here. Look at the 24-hour time frame here. You know, it's hard, again, it's hard like with this weekend volume to tell if you're going to get a sustained breakout or if you're just going to get a crash back down. Again, based on the USDT, it doesn't actually look like it's in a horrible position. You know, let's see here. Let's take this crap off. Let's look at how I actually kind of like to trade here. All right, so one of the things I've been looking at, obviously, is this descending trend line that I have been measuring from the highs, and you can see that we have broken above it. We get rejection here, 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 rejection here, and now we've broken through it sideways. Interesting to me. Looking at the Ishimoku on the daily chart, we have finally crossed above the Tenkan. Now it's not the bullish, it's not the most bullish signal for me as well. We do have this previous resistance area which we would look to form support. We did obviously crash down below it. We did come up and wick down below it a little bit as well. So I'm a little, I feel a little optimistic and enthusiastic about XRP. We do see right here we are trading now above the zero line on the Fisher Transform on the higher time frames. So unless this thing comes back down below the zero line, that would obviously invalidate this nice little pump moving upwards. But I don't really see so much of a bull trap right now. I actually do see a potential trade on the tables. I would be looking for a potential pullback here to retest this area. Of support, previous resistance as support. And if that does hold, then I become optimistic about the upside potential here as well. Let's go over to volume profile and look at sentiment as well. Let's go to the 12-hour chart. All right, 12-hour chart, we actually do have the 12-hour momentum breaking above the 55-period exponential moving average. We do also have our fast EMAs looking to cross over our slow EMA as well. And we're also in a high volume node area, and overhead we do have a low volume node area. Yes, we did get a few stop hunts up to that LVN area, which we will see. But this has the potential to break to the upside. Look, if you want to look at this as a chart pattern, it does actually look somewhat like, I don't know, you probably have to go down to the lower time frames to see it as a pennant. Hey, 99 Range Mate, thanks for the follow on Twitch. Highly appreciated. All right, so you do have that symmetrical wedge pattern. Now, generally, this is a continuation pattern. And again, I fucking hate trading wedges. I hate looking at patterns like this. I like clear triangles. I like head and shoulders. Those are the things that actually play out for me the way that you want them to. Let's take a fib retracement of this bad boy. I got a here, Hayden. I got to reset it, though, because I could have sworn I saved a template. There we go. Now, why did you do that? That's weird. Anyways, it's cool. I can see. Yeah, I would like to see us actually come back and retest this area. The top of this value area right here to retest this as previous support. You can kind of look at this as that movement right there. So maybe we'll just fill out this. We'll just fill out this kind of symmetrical wedge. Honestly, the way I'm looking at it, and again, I hate wedges. Doesn't look like a triangle to me. So what stock will I put on this? Not a whole lot, but if we take a look at the bigger picture here. Yeah, we are coming back into that HVN territory right here. Not a whole lot of volume resistance above us as well. So this is our previous breakdown area, distribution area. So pretty much on almost all the time frames, even the 12-hour time frame, we have captured the momentum by closing above and staying above the 55-period exponential moving average, not initial rejection from this. So you can be speculatively enthusiastic about this for a potential trade to the upside, at least back to our previous breakdown area. Obviously, you would have had your short-term target right there, so this is actually what we would targeted on the BTC price. But yeah, you don't have a lot of resistance overhead, honestly. Again, you have your previous breakdown area right now that you're looking to overcome. If you're not, obviously, you're looking at a rejection, and you'll have confirmation of that if you break down below this equilibrium block right here, or this current supportive order block. But yeah, your next area of resistance is overhead around 47, 48 cents, man. So that's quite a hefty trade. It's quite a hefty trade, honestly, 25% to the upside. But just wait for confirmation, wait for this to break out to the upside. And when that does break to the upside, that will be your 1, 2. I mean, you have multiple passes on trying to break it up to the upside. And if price tightens up and looks for the breakout here, then that'll be fantastic, man. We'll just have to wait and see, again, what really happens with Bitcoin, honestly. But Ripple, you can kind of trade on its own. Because Ripple's price does diverge from how the Bitcoin markets move. And obviously, when you're trading against USDT and not Bitcoin, you'll be better, man. Brandon says, I feel like if we go Bitcoin adoption, governments will pay us tax, not we going to pay them. That would be fantastic, man. It would be difficult for governments to tax cryptocurrency, at least Bitcoin, and that's why I like it. People asking me to look at BCH. Sure, man. So CryptoCap.total. Let's take a gander.
It's over 9,000.
Oh, not CryptoTap. What am I doing wrong here, guys? Invalid symbol. Sanjeev Dasgrota, hey, what's going on, man? Oh, so BTCD? There we go. Okay, so... interesting. Yeah, I'm going to have to play around with this, guys. Although I'll probably just be more interested in this, looking at market cap dominance. How the mighty have fallen. Jeez. Struggling valiantly, though. Holding around that area. Yeah, we've got that point of control right around 56.29%. After it actually rose from 36. So, yeah. Dominance on the rise, guys. People know who the king is, man. Gotta watch crypto. Yes, I did. No, nothing has beat your $10 super chat yet. You are still in the lead, looking like you're going to hold the lead till Christmas, guys. And I highly appreciate that $10, man. Thank you so much, man. So even thinking about adding that little thing up there that I see other streamers do, so people know that you are the #1 supporter of the channel, man. Red 5 Golf Gunny, crypto is dead, sell everything. Man, come on, dude. KC says, do I count Elliott waves, sir? No, I do not count Elliott waves. I don't hate Elliott waves. I just don't know anybody that makes money. I just don't know anybody that makes money trading Elliott waves. What do I think about Ethereum? I think it's going to follow. I think it's going to follow Bitcoin, but we'll take a gander at it with fresh eyes. Yeah, honestly, Ethereum doing everything that I had potentially talked about, guys. We fell back down into that buy zone around $90. We're closing above all these levels of resistances. I said, I think the last time that anybody asked me about Ethereum, I said, hey guys, if we close the daily chart above 110, then we're most likely going to go higher up to this resistance order block, and yes, we did. We closed above that 21 exponential moving average on the daily chart, and we did come up to kiss the 55 period exponential moving average right up here, right around 140, guys. So good, excellent potential trade for Ethereum, going from the buy box all the way up as a 50% trade on Ethereum right there. So congratulations to anybody that took that. Let's look at sentiment data. We do see that the longs basically are like, let's take profits right here. So do I think this is going to be a sustained pump? No, I don't. Looking at the 24-hour chart here. Let's take a gander. We do have this high volume node coming in right here. This is really our equilibrium block now that we can look at this a little bit differently. So let's take a gander here. Let's do some of this charting live. Modify my chart a little bit because it has been a while since I've taken a fresh look. So yes, we do have an equilibrium block right here. Okay. Now, do you guys see what makes an equilibrium block? We have a downtrend and we have a break in market structure. Okay. We form an equilibrium block. Okay. So right now that's going to be a bearish equilibrium block. Ooh, let's do that. Okay. Yeah, white, as I normally do. So that is going to be a bearish equilibrium block, and we do get rejection from that, as we see coming in around that 55 exponential moving average as well on the daily chart, also a high volume node. So three confluences. Let's see, equilibrium block, 55 period exponential moving average, high volume node. Let's see, do we have anything else coming in around that area? No. So three confluent factors that would indicate strong rejection from this area. So this is definitely an area in the marketplace where you do want to be tentative and potentially looking for a short as well. I mean, look at the volume here on this bullish movement just in the last few days. Now, again, you do have to take this with a grain of salt because you do have weekend volume right here. So would you expect it to be weak? Yes, obviously, of course, but you do have a little bit of decline in volume. So we'll just wait for tonight. We'll wait for tomorrow. We'll kind of see how the week plays out. If we start trading above the 55 exponential moving average, if we start trading above $140, I feel pretty confident that we're going to go up to at least 155. Again, that's our next area on the volume profile, confirming. Obviously, looking to take long targets before that. If we do break above 155, geez, there is nothing really holding you back until this area right here. So we have this. We're going to chart out this equilibrium block right here. And that's going to be congruent with a high volume node coming in here on the volume profile. And yeah, you're looking to take take profit targets anywhere in between that 160 and that 180 as well. Now, do I think that this is probably the area in time where we're going to get rejection? Yes, Again, we fell away from the 55 period exponential moving average very significantly up here from $220 all the way down to 84 bucks. We have a nice little rise up to retest the 55, but I mean, just looking at your most basic data metric, guys, this is going to be I mean, it depends, guys. If you're able to consolidate here around the $120 area, if you're able to hold the value area when you do retest, I would be expecting a pullback, at least at this point in time. Let's see here, would be expecting at least a pullback between 125 and 117. If we're going to be overly optimistically bullish, that would be a pullback in between the 236 and the 382 Fibonacci retracement. That's going to be congruent with the very top of the value area, as you can see here coming in on the volume profile. A more common retrace would be 50% right here, around $111, $112, and that's going to be pretty much the point of control area as well, coming back to retest that as potential support. That's what I'd like to see. That's the potential options on the table. Again, I do kind of want to wait for confirmation. You know, obviously, yes, this is a statistical area where you do want to be short. You could be short right now with a stop loss above your 55 exponential moving average. So, you know, obviously playing these higher time frames, looking at the daily chart, you could be having your stop loss anywhere around you know, anywhere around 140, 138 if you want to keep it conservative. Right now, you do have that slow EMA actually coming in at $137. So you could be setting your stop loss above that or slightly higher above the actual high. So your high on this daily candle is, so you could be setting it there as well, or just above that psychological area of $140. So pretty safe area to be looking for a short, at least back to, if we pull out that Fibonacci retracement again, at least to come back and test 125, 117, and the top of that value area coming in around $120 is how I'd be playing Ethereum out. Not an area where I want to be longing to resistance. Now, if we are able to close above $140, if we close the daily candle, which most likely will not be today's daily candle, in fact, I expect at least sideways, if not significant pullback from this area. If we are able to actually rally and close above that, then yes, then I start looking at these other upside targets, looking to take profit in this range right here, between 141 and between 140 and 150. If we're able to get above 155, then I look to enter into a long and take profits in this area, between 160 and 170. So good areas to take profits in there, guys. All right. TX Gen Coop asks if I'm bald, how do I like Head and Shoulders? Hey, because they're chart patterns that play out, and I'm bald by choice. Thank you very much for noticing. Gotta watch crypto. Thank you, guys. Yes, if you guys do want to gently nudge that like button, I would highly appreciate it. What makes Ripple better than Stellar? Nothing. They're both centralized. One day Bitcoin will see 500,000, or wait, is that 500,000 or 5 million? 500,000? I can get down with that. Seth, thank you, man. I highly appreciate it. Is XRP a shitcoin? Unfortunately, yes, it is. Beauty Bubble, thank you so much. Glad my channel was recommended, and I'm glad that you are here joining us today. Please do Monero. Yeah, we'll take a look at Monero. Why not? Negal Mihai, hey, thanks for joining us today. Welcome to the community. Could I have a cheeky look at Electroneum, please, and my thoughts on their projects and fundamentals? My thoughts on their projects and fundamentals is that they're probably a scam, more than likely. I know somebody who got really fleeced by the ETN ICO, or, you know, by accumulating it at a very low price, depending on how he tells the story. But yeah, I don't really like ETN, but I'll check it out, man. Dash USDT, I did take a look at that yesterday, but I'll take another quick look, man. Will XRP USD on Binance follow the same view for a Bittrex trade? I think you mean BitMEX trade. XRP Z18. So XRP Z18, I'd be trading on the H19 contract coming up now, but XRP Z18 or XRP H19. They're going to be quadruple derivatives. So they're actually derived from the XRP BTC price on Poloniex. So if you are actually looking for a spot price, you don't want to be looking at XRP USD or XRP USDT to take your trades on a BitMEX XRP Z18. You want to be looking at the Poloniex BTC chart. But again, you also, I do like to trade. I actually in practice use the Binance XRP BTC chart for charting out positions for XRP Z18. And Litecoin, man. Do you remember when I told you that soon you will be too big to keep up with the chat? The time is coming. Get ready. Hey, thanks, man. Gotta watch crypto. I appreciate the support, bro. What is the name of the side volume indicator you're using? Is it available on TradingView? Yes, that is the volume profile visible range. You do have to have a pro account to use it. And Dash USDT. Oh, TRX USDT. Awesome. Thanks for reviewing Ethereum. Any books you would recommend for learning how to do like you're doing? I really started out with Tom DeMark's books, The New Science of Technical Analysis. It's available on Amazon. It's also available in the resource library if you're a subscriber to the premium trading group. And Jason Pearl's books on TD Sequential and other Tom DeMark indicators and methods. That's how I really got started. That gave me my firm foundation in charting. I've read multiple books. Bulkowski's Encyclopedia of Chart Patterns was a good read for me. I've read that book several times as well. But what really got me started was Tom DeMark's books, The New Science of Technical Analysis, obviously the classics, Confessions of a Stock Operator, The New Market Wizards, things like that. But that's more for learning how to trade in general and psychological mindset. For technical analysis, I think a good foundation is Bulkowski's Encyclopedia of Chart Patterns. That's a very good baseline. And Tom DeMark's The New Science of Technical Analysis. A lot of requests, guys. A lot of requests. I can't do it all. KNZN. Hey, what's going on, man? Can we look at TRX long? Okay, so we'll look at here. I can only do so much, but we will look at when I come back. I will look at Electroneum, but only if somebody can. Yeah, okay, so there is a way to look at CoinMarketCap charts in TradingView, but I don't know how to do it. So I've been asked to look at Electroneum before, and I've just looked at it on CoinMarketCap. I don't really, have anything positive to say about them fundamentally, but I will do a chart analysis because I can be fundamentally bearish but see a trade in the charts because that's technical analysis. So if somebody wants to give me that cheat sheet or that trick on how to do that, because I don't know how to do that, honestly. And I'll look at that. I will look at Dash USDT for Ilyas. So let me write this down real quick because I'm going to take a 1 to 2 minute break here, guys. I've been on for an hour, so I'm just going to take a quick break, get some water. So I'm going to look at Dash USDT, Electroneum. I'm going to look at XMR. I'll look at XMR USD on Bitfinex. Let's see here. What else was requested? I looked at Ripple and Litecoin. I'll look at Litecoin, guys. So that's 1, 2, 3, that's 4, and I've already looked at XRP. So I typically take 5 requests a day. All right, so. Hey, thank you, Peter. So you're saying I go to coinsignals.trade. Okay, cool, sweet. So I want to look at, if this is coinsignals.trade, ETN, Electroneum Bitcoin. All right, cool, fascinating, fantastic, awesome, beautiful, I like it. Thank you so much, man. And TR, yeah, I'll look at Tron, okay, yep. Why not? And BCH, I'll look at BCH. Just for the subscribers as well, they were asking about TRX and BCH, so give you guys my thoughts on those as well. All right, guys, so I'm going to thank you so much for everybody joining me today. Gently nudge that like button if you guys feel so inclined. I'd highly appreciate that. I'm going to be gone for about a minute to 2 minutes. That's it, max. And then we'll be back. We'll take all the requests, and we'll also talk about the announcements. We've got the $50 Christmas price prediction giveaway that we're coming up on. And let's see. And yeah, we'll obviously talk about the how you guys can support the show. So we'll be back in just a minute. Thank you guys. right, guys, thanks for sticking in there with me. Hopefully you guys are doing well. All right, let's check this out, man. XBT still continuing to form that spinning top doji. Not a whole lot happening. Let's go down into the smaller time frames just so we can get a gander here and see. Looking at the hourly chart, looking like we are going to get a retest of that current local hourly point of control at 39.79. Again, looking for rejection from that area. Again, I'm going to wait for confirmation until, again, we close back inside that inside that equilibrium block or the break of that neckline, looking at that potential head and shoulders that we had charted out, guys. So that would actually be a close down below 3,900, would confirm that, that breakdown of that head and shoulders pattern. And again, looking at those downward targets back around this equilibrium block, around 3,600, 3,500. Let's take a look at the that measured move, actually. So the conservative target measuring to the neckline of the right shoulder is going to be about 8.45% to the downside. So we do measure that from the breakdown point right here. That's going to put us 8.45% is going to put us about 35.75, which is also the 50% retracement of this entire movement is 35.75. Interesting to see. Good. The aggressive target would actually be a measurement from the peak to the left shoulder, which is actually going to be a 12% decline. So if we measure that from the breakdown point, that's going to put us much lower. Let's see here. That's going to put us around 34.53, around that 34.50 area. Which would be a test of these previous supports, which we've already tested. I don't really see a point of control there, not an interesting level of volume. That's actually a fairly low volume node. So I'd be more interested in looking at these areas. And then again, if this equilibrium, if this supportive block does break and we close below 3,500, then yeah, then I'm actually looking at much lower targets. Then I'm looking to potentially retest 3,200, 3,100. But all this requires confirmation, guys. So let's go take a look at those requests. What did I say I'd start off with? Let's do TRX and BCH here real quick. Got about 40 minutes left in the show, so we'll just try to zoom through these guys. Okay, so TRX. I'm going to do TRX USDT on Binance. Okay, so TRX USDT. I know people kind of want me to probably chart this with Bitcoin, but I'm not going to. If you want me to, next time you make a request, please make that specific. But actually, you know what? I am going to chart this in Bitcoin because most people are probably interested in trading this on BitMEX. So let's do that as well, guys. So here's my TRX. Here's my TRX chart, and as you can see, the last call that I had actually made on TRX when I had actually done the request was our entrance area right here, and I had done this via my consolidation area. I had done this via my consolidation area. So this was the last call, and I had these upward targets that I've plotted out here. We hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We hit every single one of them. The next overlying target is going to be at 566 Satoshis. However, here's the problem, guys. We are now in that previous distribution order block. So this was our breakdown point right here where we had a break in market structure. We have successfully retested all of those before we moved into this area of accumulation. Yes, we did get the breakout right here confirmed. With this ascending channel, we did break that to the upside as well as breaking above the previous distribution zone right there. So until we hit that, until we actually broke above that level, I was just looking at those short-term scalp targets, and I did set these upward targets here as well. Let's get rid of that Fibonacci retracement. So what is this looking like to me? Well, this is definitely looking like a potential breakdown zone right here. We do have, looking at the daily chart, we do have a lot. It's a wick city up here, guys. It's wick city. Struggling valiantly to break above that. And as you can see, looking at the developing point of control on the volume profile, what do we have here? Yes, we do have a high volume node. Is it anything compared to this accumulation area down here? No, of course it's not, because we were range bound down here. And then we did have a nice, beautiful break to the upside as we broke above this distribution area right here. And then you can just see we broke above this distribution area. Things began speculatively bullish right here. And then we broke above this distribution area. And then we were just off to the races. Now, it's going to be very hard for me to be bullish on TRX right now. I would be actually looking at a potential short on TRX. Because this is going to be congruent to the price over on BitMEX as well. Probably the best thing that you can use to chart looking at volume. So it does look like TRX definitely wants to come down from here. Is looking like we're going to get rejection from the point of control. Where do we have our next area where we could find support? Well, all these areas are now going to turn into support, potentially looking at, okay, so let's go ahead and delete these as upward targets and reevaluate. Okay, we can delete that as well. That's no longer valid, and we can delete all these as well.
It's over 9,000.
Because all those have been actualized. Hey, thank you so much for the sub on YouTube. W. Alexander, thanks for joining the community, man. Pleased to meet you. So as you can see here, we did have a previous point of control, and then price dropped precipitously down as we entered into this range-bound territory that we now know was accumulation. So looking at TRX on the daily chart, what did we have here? We did have a cross above the 0 line with the Fisher transform. So this is your strong call option right here. That's also fairly congruent with a close above the point of control that we had put in. And of course, as you can look down here and see, we close, we get rejected from the point of control, we break, we close above it, we close below it, we kind of consolidate around it, then we close very strongly above it. We come back down to test, and really what you're looking for is the bearish close above the point of control. As you can see right there, you can't get confirmation. You're not confirmed on an actual breakout of the point of control. And now, of course, this light blue line is the point of control here on TRX BTC. So what do you see? You see consolidation around the point of control. But where do you see any bearish close above it? You don't really see it here because you do wick down, and you could consider this. Obviously, this would have not been a horrible place to enter into your long. You would have suffered a little bit of drawdown. That's fine, but you get strong confirmation of it here. So you get two bearish closes, so two red candlesticks that do close above the point of control, meaning that the selling pressure is not sufficient enough to push price down below the highest area of volume traded, the point of control. And then this was your confirmation to be long right here. Once this daily candle closes right here above the point of control, you would have entered right here and you would have been able to capture all this. You get no indications from your Fisher to exit the trade until right now. What do you see right now? You're getting the crossover on the Fisher transform on the daily chart. This is your strong signal to be out of your trade. And you are looking to re-enter the trade if the Fisher does bottom either above 0, and you're looking to enter into a short either now, taking the crossover strategy, or when the Fisher comes down below the 0 line as well, guys. So just looking at price action, looking at this previous distribution area congruent with this high volume node, this is definitely an area where TRX is going to have a very difficult time getting above price. Now, if we are able to close above this distribution order block, above this point of control, the point of control coming in right now, this previous point of control coming in right now at about 541 Satoshis. If we close a daily candle above that, we're going to go back to the confirmation strategy that I talked about right here. What do we see when price is looking to break out above the point of control? We get a little bit of consolidation around that area. We close above it. We get a little bit of rejection. And what are we waiting for? We're waiting for a close above and a retest. So we're looking for at least one, if not two, red candle closes, so downward selling pressure. Point of control, not just a green bullish candle closing above that point of control. We're looking for red candles to close above that point of control, and that will be a strong indication for me to be taking another long sign. That will be an indication for me to be taking a TRX breakout trade to the upside. So I don't see any indication of that. All I see right now is rejection from the point of control. The bull struggling valiantly, but it does seem to me that this is going to be an area where we are going to see a healthy retracement. So I'd be very comfortable in a short right now with my stop loss above these previous daily lows, potentially even as high as 566, just trying to protect yourself from wicks. Even looking to probably add to my short position up here as well, because again, we do have to have bearish candle closes above that point of control before we can feel confident about a break to the upside. If we do break to the upside targets of 566, 612, and 721 Satoshis, we will take that, we will kind of update that and keep that as we see it. So looking right now, looking for a pullback to several key areas. Either, if we do a Fibonacci retracement here. All right, so we have our Kijun coming in right around that 50% retracement area, and we also have our Tenkan, which is, so we have our fast and our slow, basically EMAs, if you guys are familiar with Ichimoku strategy. We have our Tenkan coming around the 382 Fibonacci retracement. We have our Kijun coming around the 50% Fibonacci retracement. Looking at the Kumo cloud, we see that the top of the Kumo cloud is actually in between that 50% and 382 Fibonacci retracement. So I would be looking for a nice, healthy retracement back to those levels, and then we reevaluate once we reach those areas. So we are looking right now for a potential 13% retracement in price. So again, I'd feel very comfortable in a TRX short at this point in time, even potentially looking to add to it in this distribution area order block. Of course, this becomes invalidated as you begin flirting and playing around with that point of control as well. I don't see any indications of that right now. I only see indications of rejection from that previous point of control and this high volume node slash supply zone slash distribution area. So 4 levels of confluence there that are pointing price down to a retest of at least 382, 50%, if not. There you guys go. BCH. BCH, ABC, BTC on Binance. Okay. Because this thing's so fresh, technical analysis is going to be a little difficult, but we'll do our college best here. We'll do our college best. You did have multiple indications to be entering into this long trade. Obviously, looking at the longer time frames, looking at the daily chart, yes, you did have a big decline in price. You see this point of control continuing to migrate and follow down. And what do you see, guys? You see that nice daily candle close. You see that consolidation around the point of control here. And then you have, right here, you have a couple indications. You have the Fisher crossover. You have the Fisher crossover to the upside on this candle right here. On this candle right here, you could wait for confirmation where you do actually close above your point of control. And right here, when you see this and you see nice building volume, this should have definitely been a strong indication for you to enter. If you wanted to be an ultimate negative Nancy, you're waiting for this point of control to get blasted through, which happens right here. So either way, one shape or the other, if you were monitoring this very closely, you would have definitely been in the trade right around here. You do have, obviously, if you're looking at it from a supply and demand zone or distribution order block type tracement, look, you have this high volume node and you have this previous breakdown zone right here, right around your point of control. So if we just map that equilibrium block, again, that was your first sign to be into the trade. You have the Fisher crossover transform, or you have the Fisher transform crossover right here on this candle. I would have waited for confirmation for a close above that point of control as well. This is telling you, and you're looking at the volume building up, you know, this is definitely telling you be in this trade. And then you have your final confirmation when you do break above your previous distribution order block, and then you see that you really have nothing but LVNs right here. The volume profile is very shallow. So multiple opportunities for you to take this trade to the upside. You blast through your previous point of control right now. Now, you are currently getting rejection from this point of control right here. So if we map out this last bullish candlestick right here as well, that last indecision spinning top doji, I'm going to use that as my baseline for our equilibrium block right here. It's actually not an equilibrium block, it's more of a distribution block where the selling pressure began and where the buying pressure became exhausted on this up move for BCH ABC, which really heralded this significant downtrend. We have fully retraced 100% all the way back up. It's going to be difficult for the buyers to continue to push this up. As we can see, volume petering out. We do not yet have a crossover on the daily time frame to be taking us to the downside, so I'd be waiting for confirmation of that. However, looking at this, you'd probably be waiting. If you are waiting on that higher time frame, you're probably going to be waiting a while for that crossover to occur. It's probably going to take a day or two to get that confirmed crossover on the Fisher transform, and that's fine, because at that point in time, you will be looking to... Well, you don't have a lot of areas. We can actually disable Ishimoku because this isn't going to be helping us out whatsoever right now. Actually, no traditional indicator is going to help you out right now. The only way to look at this is supply and demand and key points of horizontal support and resistance. So we don't really have any area to land on. Again, would I be more comfortable in a short position at this time? Yes, until we can actually close above this previous distribution order block where we are getting a lot of rejection and resistance above. If we're able to close above this area, guys, you just want to be in a long position and stay in a long position. In fact, looking at this right now, you don't have any confirmation to be out of your long position. Again, of course, it does look like a good, healthy time to take profits, maybe be out of your position entirely, but you do want to wait for confirmation generally to be exiting your long position because you don't have any confirmations that you are going to break down from here. Of course, you're getting a little bit of consolidation, you're getting a little bit of sideways action. More than likely, does this break to the downside? Yes, but you would be... Rob Gold, hey, thank you so much for the sub on YouTube. I think you'd be well off better you'd be better off, excuse me. You would be better off waiting for confirmation to exit to your long trade because you would be looking for this potential break to the upside of this previous distribution order block as well. So waiting for a break, again, we come back to that same strategy that I was talking about with TRX when you're looking for actual confirmed breaks above your point of control line. You do want to actually see bearish candles close above this area as well. So either the breakout, the pullback, enter upon that pullback. You can set your stop loss below the distribution order block around 49 Satoshis. Or excuse me, not 49 Satoshis, 0.049 Satoshis. And then, sky's really the limit on this. And then you're just looking to kind of play this baby as it goes. If you're not in a trade on BCH at this point in time, this is definitely an area where you're looking at a potential short entry. And taking profits on your longs because you do want to wait for the breakout trade as confirmation. If you want to be more conservative with your long position and you don't want to be entering and exiting positions that rapidly, yes, you would actually wait for some kind of confirmation to exit your long. However, looking at this as a short-term trader, I would definitely be taking profits on my BCH long at this point in time. Now, I had actually entered into a BCH Z18 short. Yeah, as you can see, I actually did enter right here. So this would have been 2 days ago. So this is 24-hour chart's kind of weird, but so we'll look at the 12-hour chart. I did enter right here on this BCH short. This was my entry zone. Immediately hit my take profit target 1, and then it came back, and the rest of my capital is out at the stop loss at entry because that is how I do trail stops. Very weak volume though, very weak pump back up, and significant resistance, significant selling pressure here that I am seeing. So if this thing does not break to the upside, looking at that spot price, then I'd be again very comfortable in a short position right here. Because yes, you do have, looking at this, looking at the futures contract, you do have the current point of control coming in right around 0.0509. And we haven't been able to close a candle above that. So until we're able to close a higher time frame candle above that level, still looking at potential rejection. So still looking for opportunities and areas to enter into a BCH short at this point in time. The more that I look at this. I got a sub on YouTube. Sorry I missed you, man. Thank you so much for the support, and welcome to the community, Mr. or Mrs. No judgments here. Jules Santana. Loving it. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so that's TRX BCH dash USDT. We'll look at it on Poloniex. Okay, I haven't done dash USDT on Poloniex. Let's look at the 24-hour chart. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is measure out potential take profit targets. So let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Okay, and then we'll look for what would act in the future as support. I've already broken down below that. So we obviously came to our next potential area of support. Yep, right there, okay. As you can see, previous resistance does act as support. We've had this act as resistance once. We broke through it, confirming this nice little uptrend, and then it did act as support on this down move. And we come down to wick and test it again right here. So let's see. If we do break down below that, things start to get increasingly negative. We don't really have support until this level right here. Come on, there we go. Yep, this acted as resistance once, twice, 3 times. We broke through and then pulled back to test it as support once. So and I bet if we look at the volume profile, we are going to see a very shallow area of the volume profile right here. Yeah. Very shallow area of the volume profile right here. We see that there's no points of control around this area. It's just a wild wicking back and forth between up and down. So yeah, again, this point of control is actually putting us right a little bit below our support, actually at $11.44. I actually have the horizontal support at $15.24. But when you get down into those metrics, the percentages get a little crazy. Okay, so let's take a bigger look at Dash here. Okay, so you do have the Fisher transform spending an extended period of time. Again, as I said, you get strong confirmation, man, that that you should really be out of the trade, man. You get so many indications here, right here, as the Fisher breaks down below the zero line. Until you bottom above the zero line is going to be your indication that you should definitely. Again, there's multiple ways to trade the Fisher transform, but when you're dealing, I switch the metrics up. So when you do enter it into a bear market, as you can see right here, you get the strong indication that you should be in the trade. Here is your strong entry point when the Fisher does cross above zero. You could have exited here, and then now you are topping below the zero line, so you're wanting to stay in this trade until the Fisher actually comes down below the zero line. You could have actually waited for confirmation here when the Fisher does top underneath the zero line. That would have had you out of the trade there, but again, I would have preferred to be out here when the Fisher does actually cross below the zero line for the first time. Okay, so let's see. Let's take a gander over here at recent price action, USDT. All right, so yes, you did break above the point of control looking at the small time frame. Not the small time frame, but just looking at recent price action. Again, I always like to look from right to left. So you did break above your point of control at $63. You did absolutely fall down and consolidate after your point of control did drop from around $160 all the way down to $63. So significant, obviously, decline here in the price of Dash, 62% down. Looking at where you're at right now, you do have this previous breakdown area that you are coming up to. You're coming up to and flirting with right here. That breakdown area is going to be around that $100 area. You do get initial rejection from it right here. It is a fairly shallow area of the point of control. So this is telling you that you are potentially speculatively in an uptrend. The volume does look kind of nice here. Your next upside target is going to be $131 and even potentially a return to the point of control at $160. That is all congruent upon you staying above this value area and breaking above $100. Currently it's sitting at $87, but nice volume. Nice volume. I would actually expect this to stay above crossover on the daily chart, looking to see how far this does retrace. Again, as long as we stay above, look where we have that really big spike in the HVN where you had a lot of buyers buy in on this breakout right here. That's coming in right around $73. So I could even see us like pulling back as far as $73, but as long as we stay above this point of control and we see a little bit more bullish volume come in, I don't see any indication that you should be out of your Dash trade yet. Especially if we do if we do bottom above the zero line right here, then most likely we are going to see an upward retest of this point of control up here, because after we break down from it, we get no significant retests of this area. And again, a break above $100, as you can see, the volume profile is extremely shallow right here. So nothing really holding us back from taking profits at $130 and $160. Again, if you want to be more conservative and if you do want to match your take profit targets up with shallow areas of the volume profile, I do highly recommend that. Again, the way that I look at take profit targets are going to be previous supports, where pockets of liquidity, as I like to call them, where there was significant buying action in the market. And again, those are going to be areas where savvy traders were interested in placing their limit orders. So those are areas that I do target as take profit areas. Again, sometimes I will match those up with shallow areas on the LVN. So matching these up with shallow areas of the volume profile is telling you a good take profit areas between $117 and $128, and even really up to $150, honestly. So Dash actually looks potentially good. We are obviously getting short-term rejection from this previous breakdown area. If we are able to get above it, then it becomes fairly bullishly optimistic. We would probably see a retest and a retracement right here, but it's bullish as long as we're able to stay above. As long as we're able to stay above $63, which is our current point of control. If we do start moving lower than that 50% retracement, $78, $77. then yeah, you kind of want to be out of your trade until you get some confirmation, because then yes, you could break down below your point of control. But as long as we're above this point of control, I'm tentatively bullish on Dash. Doesn't actually look that terrible. But if you do break down below that $60 area, then you're pretty much screwed, man. You're pretty much screwed down into 15 bucks. So yeah, I'd be shorting that thing into the dirt if we do break down below this area. Yeah, it'd be another 73% decline. So be careful. Electronium. Okay. Well, man, I don't know what to tell you. This looks like shit. This is Electronium on the daily chart, looking at Bitcoin pricing. Let's scale this bad puppy out a little bit. Yeah, man, I mean, obviously you have entered into a little period of consolidation after a little bit of a rally back here in September. Nothing but a decline, though. So let's actually, let's see if we can't, this isn't going to let me look at the volume profile, is it? Nope. Okay. So we'll just look at support and resistance here. Okay, so not only do you have your previous support, you have a breakdown area, and you have a resistance area that price got rejected from after an attempted breakout to the upside. This does look to be about a 50% Fibonacci retracement. It's actually a 618. Okay. All right, so we do have a 618 Fibonacci retracement. This doesn't look healthy. Why? Because we break down below the 618 Fibonacci retracement, and now we're seeing, and now it appears that we are getting rejection from it as well, which is also an area that we would expect to hold as support. So if we delete that Fibonacci retracement, let's take a look. We do see this area right here that acted as previous resistance. We would expect this area to hold as support, and it's not. We would expect this area to act as support because it was a resistance that was broken through here. We break through here. It did act as support right here, but then we just crash right back down through it. So we don't really have support again until down here, unfortunately. Now, does this change if we're actually, if we do seem to actually have consolidation around this area? So again, as long as we kind of hang out around here, if we go sideways a little bit, again, I could see a tentative speculative entry. It's very hard for me to be bullishly optimistic on these, you know, on these coins like I am, man. Again, like we're pretty much in bear territory until we're able to make it above this previous distribution order block. So I'd rather pay the premium on a confirmed uptrend. You know, if we do not, if we stay above this, if we stay above the support level right here, okay, you can kind of be enthusiastic and looking for a potential trade, but I don't know, man. This looks pretty rough to me, dude. I don't really see anything stopping this from just coming back down to retest this area. So, I guess the way that I would look at this for confirmation is that let's pull back out that Fibonacci retracement. Typically, the way that you would do things. Let's actually get this surgical. Okay, there we go. We'll measure from the high to the low. Okay. All right, so you're currently getting rejection from the 618 Fibonacci retracement, as it did hold as brief support right here. If you do get rejected from the 618 Fibonacci retracement, then obviously your next pickup spots here are going to be your 786, potentially even your 886. Let's code that in. So like 14,800 Satoshis, 11,500 Satoshis. If those areas don't hold, man, you're screwed, dude. You're coming back down to this consolidation area around 77,000 Satoshis. And again, I don't really get excited about this unless you're able to... So where's our previous low? Unless you're able to get above... Let's delete this. Unless you're able to get above this previous breakdown area. So kind of like this area right here. Yeah. Here's your previous equilibrium block right here. That's pretty much anywhere from 23,900 Satoshis to 22,100 Satoshis. If you're able to get above that, then yes, you can look for a potential. You can look for a potential trade. Enter on the breakout of that. You're looking for a potential trade back up to this area right here. That's about a 25% trade. So you'd want to be putting your stop below that equilibrium block as well. So yeah, I could see a potential trade on the table if you are able to close above, you know, what did I say here? If you're able to close above like 23,800 Satoshis, 24,000 Satoshis, you could look to take this thing up to around 28 to 30,000 Satoshis. If you're able to get above 40,000 Satoshis, then you can be fairly optimistic that, okay, ETN could be entering into an uptrend right here because you don't have a lot of resistance. And then we can actually start talking about our previous take profit targets here. I'd be targeting, again, this area, you know, all these low wick areas is what I'd be targeting for take profit areas. So that does become a juicy trade because that is going to be a confirmed breakout of your previous breakdown area and also a break above your previous highs, of your local highs. So as it sits right now, nothing I'm interested in or excited in. You know, I'm biased to think that most of these continue to just drift down and that we will see recovery pumps, but that most of them will just continue to drift down while the big boys play around. But yeah, if you're able to get above 40,000 Satoshis, kind of changes the tune. All right, next and final request, XMR and Litecoin. All right, so the last request that I had done for XMR was I had posited this as your entry position right here. Again, in your take profit targets here to the upside, so that would have been an entry. You would have been entering around $46, $43. That would have worked out quite well for you. Obviously, we did hit the first take profit target at $53.16. So congratulations to anybody who took that trade. Obviously, you would have had drawdown. I see that I did not put a stop loss here, but it would have been somewhere down there. Probably about 2.5 to 3.5 away. Average true range away is generally how I calculate stops. So yeah, we do have this. Let's take a look at the volume profile. So yeah, we are currently getting rejection from this local breakdown area right here. If we are able to get above this, then yes, I think we probably will hit all these targets and potentially even retest the point of control up here. The point of control for Monero sitting at about $113. So you are looking at a 50% trade on the table there. Currently looking for this area to hold as support on a retest right here. Currently looking for 49. Oh shit, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, $49.95. Let's say 50 bucks. We would be looking for that area to hold as support on a retest of that area. That's also going to be a That's also going to be a 382 Fibonacci retracement. Potentially could even go down as far as like 48. That would still be congruent to the support area that we would expect to hold right there. Breaking down below that, again, I'd be out of the trade, and you're looking to see what happens as price falls back down into this area. Looking lower for Monero. Yeah, looking lower for Monero. You don't really have support until down here in the $20 area. Right there. And $18 slightly lower than your point of control, currently coming in around 20 bucks. So yeah, if 50 bucks breaks, we're most likely going to go fairly quickly to 20 bucks. Don't really see any strong supports there. You could think that 35 could hold you up and maybe you get a little consolidation around that area, but again, it's very hard to be bullish about this stuff, guys. It's very hard to be bullish. So as long as things remain the way they are, again, we do have very nice volume coming in right here. Very nice bullish volume. The Fisher transform coasting above the zero line here. So that is your call signal right here. Was your call signal right here? Unless you were taking the crossover right here, which would have actually had you in the trade right here. And yeah, so you've got your upward targets of $64, 76 bucks, 96 bucks, and ultimately a return to the point of control at $114. And again, we've gone over this ad nauseum. Once we get to 114 bucks, we'll probably stutter step around there and just look to see what price does. If it's going to get rejection or if it's going to get breakdown. But for any of this to actualize, we do actually. If you are looking at that target of $64, you're taking a gamble because we do have this breakdown zone right here. We have this kind of high volume node right here that we do have to get over. Currently getting rejection from it right now. So let's actually map that out. We can see where that HVN is right there, and we can actually look where that equilibrium block is right there. So it's a fairly shallow area. Boom, right there. But as you can see, we've gotten rejection from it. So until we're able to get above that area, just be very cautious. So 57 bucks. If we're able to close above 57 bucks on a daily closing basis, then I think that we most likely will hit $64 unless we get faded. And a close above that, I think that it becomes very likely that we do hit some of these upside targets. So Be careful right now with Monero, but it is looking healthy. It is looking healthy. Of course, all this goes completely out the window if support doesn't hold at 49 bucks and we crash back down, and then we're just looking for this consolidation area. If we take out this low, then again, I said I don't think $35 will hold. We're looking at 25 to 18 bucks with that point of control coming in around 20 bucks. Just be cautious, guys. Be careful. Market's tricky out there. It's treacherous. Litecoin. All right, so Mr. LTC, we can go ahead and delete that trend line because that didn't hold up. Obviously, LTC looking kind of okay, kind of falling volume, obviously, as we would expect during a little bit of a weekend pump. Okay, that's cool. If we look at recent data, yes, the point of control, the last point of control is all the way up here at 54 bucks, and then point of control dropped dramatically down here to $32. So of course we are trading above that, and yes, we do have Fisher Transform trading above the zero line. We don't see a crossover imminent yet, so tentatively bullish on Litecoin right now. We do have our next take profit target at $41, and we are looking like we are going to potentially break above this high volume node / distribution area. So once we start closing our daily above this area right here, I become very optimistic about the potential to hit 41 bucks. Then we have another slight high volume node breakdown area that's going to come upon us from 42 to 44 bucks. Breaking above that area, we do have upside targets at $47 and $49, and then we have that previous point of control at coming in right here at $53, $54. And again, once we get back up, if we get back up to that area, we'll just take that same, that stutter step / are we going to close above, below, rejection, one way or the other, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't really matter. So yeah, Litecoin looking tentatively bullish. Again, this all goes out the window if we do actually start closing daily candles below 32 bucks. That will actually be a faded breakout of the point of control, and then we would just look for confirmation to short Litecoin with that same stutter step hanging around the point of control. We do want to see, again, if you're looking for confirmation of a short, utilizing the point of control strategy, you're looking for daily candle closes, green daily candle closes below the point of control, not bearish candle closes, green daily candle closes, because you would expect as you come, just price likes to hang it around the point of control. And then again, look what you see here. You had your last confirmation of the short right here, where you do actually close a green candlestick, a bullish candlestick below the point of control, and that's a very strong indication to go short. And you would have captured this movement right here. You would capture this movement right here, and then you're looking for, I use the Fisher Transform to exit a trade. You get the crossover up to the upside right here. You would have been out of the trade right here when the Fisher Transform does cross to the upside, and you would have been in your long position either here when the Fisher Transform actually does go above the zero line, if you did not take the crossover. Again, it's completely your preference, many ways to use the Fisher. And definitely here when again, you don't get that same stutter step. You don't have a bearish candlestick closing above the point of control. So this is tentative right now, not extremely strong. You have a strong confirmation when you get bearish candlesticks that close above the point of control. So be careful right now. This could get faded, but tentatively optimistic on Litecoin as long as we do stay above that $32 point of control. If we close below the $32 point of control, I'm looking for a potential short. And also I'll know if the Fisher Transform gives me a crossover right here. So there we go, guys. There we go. Let's go back to the chat. What do you think? Should I hodl my 100 XNMR? In the meantime, yes. For the meantime, yes. If we close below that $49 area, then look to be out of your trade, but it tentatively looks okay right now. Dude, can you explain us what is bull flag? Okay. Mobius 378, thank you so much for the sub on YouTube. A bull flag. Let's find a bull flag for you guys. Let's go back in time and find a good example of one. I want to find a perfect example here, or at least a good example. So something like, you know, it'll just be easier to show you the Bulkowski explanation. But the bull flag is a pattern that forms when you have a very strong impulsive bullish movement upward. Price will kind of consolidate in tightening price action and what looks like a flag on a flagpole. And then when you do get a confirmed break to the upside on that, Bulkowski's flags. When you do get a confirmed break to the upside, you take a measured move of what's called the flagpole, which was the beginning of your bullish impulse movement up, you know, and you measure that from the break to the upside. So. All right, so we'll just look at the Bulkowski explanation, guys. So, shape looks like a small rectangle, often tilted against the prevailing price trend. So, as you can see here, we have. Hopefully, you guys can see this. Yeah. So here is a good example of a Bulkowski style bull flag. So you have a bullish impulsive movement up, and you see tightening price contraction right here. You guys may or may not be able to see my cursor, most likely not. You do have tightening price contraction that is moving counter trend, and then when you get a close above that that trend line, that is a confirmation that you can take a measured move to the upside of what the previous flag pole was. So let's actually go over to the charts and find an example of this. This isn't like perfectly clean, but this is what you're kind of looking at. Or looking for. Let's see if I can find something here. Let's go to BTC USD. We'll go to something like the 4-hour chart, and we'll go back in time. ClipGov, hey, thanks for the sub on YouTube, man. So that's the here we go. Here's a perfect example of a bull flag. Okay. See, so many people see chart patterns where there are not chart patterns. So you do have to be very specific about what you're talking about. And that's why it can take a while to find a good example. People see bull flags and bear flags everywhere. And most of the time they're wrong. They're not bull flags or bear flags. This is a bull flag. So you have a strong impulsive movement up. Okay. And you have, look at this, tightening price consolidation. Right here, and you can either, I don't like to generally measure wicks, I like to measure candle bodies. So yes, this is a beautiful, perfect bull flag right there, okay? And you can actually see why they call it a bull flag, because what does it look like? It looks like a flagpole with a flag, okay? And the way that you would look to play this out is you wait for a trade or a close above your resistance level. And generally, you're going to take a measured move of your flagpole. So I generally like to, you see here that you have an aggressive and a conservative. So your conservative would be measuring all the way down here. And again, where do you see the buying pressure begin for the impulsive movement upward? You see it right here. So you measure from the bottom of this candle all the way up to the top. That's a 9.20% movement. So you measure here up 9.20%. Let's see, do you hit that? No, you don't. Okay, so that would give you your measured move there. Okay, that was your aggressive target that you see you missed. So this is why I like to take two. You'll often see with your flagpole, you'll see this. You see a little bit of selling pressure here that interrupts. So you actually would measure this pole right here. So that's 3.41% to the upside. You measure up from your breakout point, 3.41% to the upside gives you right here, and boom. You capture that beautiful movement there almost perfectly. So you could have had 2 take profit targets for this area. You know, if you had bought on the break of the bull flag right here, you would have immediately hit your first take profit target very quickly within an hour. And then you would have not hit your second take profit target, but you would have had multiple opportunities to exit the trade because you're looking to trail your stop up, You know, you can either use a trailing stop, or I like to set my stop loss once a previous take profit level has been hit. So like if you bought here, exited here, you would have been completely out of the trade with the other half of your capital allocated over there as well. So this is a bull flag. That's a bull flag. And you see a bear flag pretty much at the exact same area. Here's an example of a pennant. Now, a pennant is different from a flag in that you still have the pole, but whereas a flag tilts downward with the price contraction, a pennant moves sideways. So you have a period of sideways consolidation. So here you see a bear pennant. Okay. You see a bearish pennant. And what you do is you generally measure, you have your aggressive target. Let's delete these lines that I was using for the example of the bull flag. All right, so here you have, where does your selling pressure begin? Well, you have this little equilibrium candle right here. The selling pressure begins right here. You measure the full candle body, that's 3.83%. That's your aggressive. You measure down, 3.83%. You would have caught that beautifully. You would have caught the aggressive target quite nicely on that wick. If you would have sold, or you've looked to go short, again, looking at spot price, not going to help you for going short, but still, just an explanation of the bull flag. You see how these measured moves do play out. And then you do have a conservative target. So you do have this equilibrium candlestick right here. The end times, news. Hey, what's going on, man? Hopefully it's not the end times. You do have a measured move right here of 1.65%. And measuring from the breakdown point, you would have hit that as well. 1.65% right about here. Boom. There you go. So those are things to look at. Bull flags, bear flags. That's a bear pennant. And obviously a bullish pennant would look quite the same as this, but just up. So let's see if we can't find an example of a bullish pennant. Again, the reason, once you actually do get a good looking chart pattern, you can trade it quite nicely. Here's a bull flag, right? Bull flag. Bull flag. But most people see chart patterns where they are not. Here's a bear flag. Kind of ugly. You have this fake breakout, but yeah. You do want your chart, you know, everybody says that cryptocurrencies don't respond to classical charting well. They're full of shit, dude. Cryptocurrencies respond so well to classical charting. Most people are just novice traders and they don't have the patience, the time, or the knowledge to actually understand what a confirmed pattern is. They just want to see shit and play it like something without understanding how you confirm what a pattern is. Here's a beautiful bear flag. Okay. See, I have an impulsive movement down, and then you form this tightening price contraction to the upside, and then it breaks to the downside. That's a beautiful bear flag right there. And a pennant, just as we described, is going to be very similar, where you have a strong impulsive movement downward, but price goes sideways with price contraction. Again, the key things that you're looking for is price contraction, lowered volatility, because what happens after low volatility? High volatility. Hey, Tyler Heel. Merry Christmas to you, man. Web dev newbie. I am a fan of Monero, one of the few altcoins I actually like. I will hold XMR, but if you are trading frequently, ask the streamer. He's a good trader. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate the support. You guys are welcome. Congress looking to pass a bill categorizing cryptos as not a security. Yes, I did go over that Friday. I went over that Friday because I skipped the show yesterday. Sorry about that, guys. Just wanted to take a personal day. So yeah, I'm tentatively bullish on that. Again, it's nice, but we're gonna have to wait and see. The political situation in America is fucking crazy right now, dude. Absolutely crazy. So it's, you know, hard to see is it gonna have they say they have bipartisan support, but you know, Trump says that about the wall. So who knows, man. Texas Blues. Hey, Merry Christmas to you, man. Thanks for joining us, bro. Crypto Kibo. Kibo, weren't you just in here shilling, what was the name of that mine on your phone crap? You know, and now it's Pundi X? All right. What about a moon flag? What about a moon flag? Well, a moon flag. Let's look at the weekly chart for Bitcoin. Hey, End Time News. I did Ethereum at length, so if you just rewind in the show, you'll be able to find it, my friend. So, looking at Bitcoin, if we actually just take a look at this big-ass moon flag, as we can see right here, all right? So we're just going to take a measured move of this big-ass moon flag right here. And as this moon flag is kind of circulating right around this definite, you should most likely, obviously, definitely buy around this region right here. We are looking at just a quadrillion, ultimate devaluation, guys. I was having a discussion with Alex last night as we were getting ready for the webinar for the premium subscribers last night. We went over the Fisher transform strategies and ways to use it. One of the things that we were like, hey man, because we are both obviously overall long-term bullish on Bitcoin. And I do truly believe that, it won't be very long, maybe several years, before Bitcoin does reach new all-time highs. What does that mean? So the next bear market, what we might come as low as 20,000. So I was just like, man, that's crazy. Because obviously I plan on still doing this trading and streaming and everything here in like 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 years. Until the pancreatic cancer takes me. And, I just imagining the show, because obviously we've been streaming in a bear market for a while, guys. And it's like, man, we could get as low as 3K, guys. We could get as low as 2K. Hey, Jakub Widra. Hey, thanks for the sub on YouTube. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. So after the next bull market and we enter the next bear market, could you imagine me streaming being like, all right, guys, the bloodbath just won't stop. We have dropped as low as 30,000. I know everybody is dying that bought at 150K, but listen, guys, trust me, it's going to turn. Oh, man. All right, guys. Kibo, here's the inside scoop, man. I haven't seen you for a while, man. I hope you're doing good, bro. But here's the inside scoop on PoonDX. I kind of like PoonDX. I like the way they're doing their giveaway thing, blah, blah, blah. But it's a very, very, very low cap coin. You got to be very careful, man. Very small percentage of your portfolio. And like those sub micro caps coins, man. Again, I've talked about this before. As a professional investor and trader, I have allocated anywhere from 3 to 5% of my portfolio that I am comfortable like buying and holding like long-term stuff like MPXX, or whatever. Not that I hold, not that that's one of my investments, but stuff like that. You can put a small percentage of your portfolio in, because if you lose it all, it's cool. And that's the mentality that professional investors have. They're not going all in on NPXS. They're like, okay, I've got $1 million. I'll take like 0.5% of that and I'll invest that in PoonDX. If it goes to 0, I don't give a fuck. If it goes, fucking goes 50x, okay, cool, I made a good profit. That's the mentality that you guys need to have as well. Ian Farron, hey, thanks so much for the sub on YouTube. All right, so, okay, we've gone over a lot today, guys. Obviously, my predictions for BTC, XBT, let's check in with Mr. XBT. Still looking for the head and shoulders pattern to complete. This does go out the window if we are able to close above 4,071. Then I'm potentially looking for a long scalp. Patrick Young, thanks so much for the sub on YouTube. Welcome to the community, man. Glad to meet you. I am feeling this for a short right now. Again, I've gone over this rewind at length. I've kind of gone over the metrics for this. We do have the point of control on the 30-minute chart around $40.20. So if we were able to close above that, again, that kind of gives us the, like maybe this is going to be invalidated. That would be a trade above the right shoulder as well, potentially. So that would invalidate hypothetically the right shoulder formulation that we are seeing right now. If we are able to close below this trend line, below this neckline, and close back inside this equilibrium block at 3,900, I would expect price to go to 3,500, 3,600. All right, guys, just show you guys out the enlarged webcam and chat. Hey guys, how we doing? Thanks for joining us. Let's go over here and let's talk about the most important thing that you can do with your day. I'm gonna have to go to the editor. Sorry, guys. News and info, and boom. Okay, excellent. There we go, guys. Hi. So head on over so I got to get my spiel ready. Warning, guys. Thank you so much, obviously, for joining me today. You guys have been a fantastic audience. I mean, thank you to the almost 400, 500 people that were watching us throughout the course of the day. I really appreciate it. You guys are fantastic. If you guys do want to support the stream at no cost to yourself, all we ask is that you give us a subscribe on YouTube and hit that notification bell so you can be alerted, because we are here every morning breaking down the markets for you guys. Also, we would highly appreciate it if you do go over to Twitch, twitch.tv/crackingcrypto, and give us a follow. Of course, if you do have Amazon Prime, you can give us a subscription subscription on there for no cost to yourself. It gives us a few dollars and we can keep the lights on. We highly appreciate that. Again, you can also check out our Patreon as well if you guys are interested in supporting us. Or you can go over to cryptocurrency.com. You get all the links to the Discord. They are in the description down below as well. Lots of ways that you can support the show and join the community, guys. If you guys would like to check out some merch that will make you fantastic and stand out in the crowd, guys, I like to give people value for what they purchase and for supporting us. So we've worked really hard on the merch store. Let me show you my personal favorite. So let's go to Mugs and Drink, where you can get anything you could possibly imagine here. Oh, I've got to put shields down for Brave Browser. Sorry about that. Boom. Let me show you the one that I bought here, guys. That is the HODL mug right here. Boom, right here. The contrast HODL mug with the Kraken Cryptocurrency logo as the O. Scott worked really hard in designing these. If you do drink your morning coffee out of this cup, you will be 80% more successful with your trading and 95% more attractive to the opposite sex, guys. Behold it in all its majesty. The Kraken Crypto HODL coffee mug, guys. You can't get this anywhere else. We get a small kickback from the sale of the merch, guys. So just full disclosure, but we appreciate it, and that way you guys can get something to give away on Christmas. Christmas is right around the corner, 2 days away. So we would appreciate that support as well. If you would like to really get some value and increase your trading skills and join the Kraken Cryptocurrency Premium Trading Group, you will get access to the VIP. Private Discord chat room. You will get access to all our signals and trade setups. You will get access to the VIP day trading voice chat. So you get access to everything behind the paywall in the private Discord. You get access to our resource library, which has webinars, cryptocurrency and trading courses, technical analysis courses, workbooks, full PDFs, live seminars, everything you guys need to improve your trading skills. You also get access to our Kraken Cryptocurrency Premium Webinar Trading Series to take you from a normal trader to a successful and profitable trader. We start with risk management. We start with supply and demand zone trading using the Fisher transform, everything you guys need to trade like us or to develop your own unique trading strategy and ideals as well. Currently, it is $80 a month for the price of December, so sign up for that. That price will end on December 31st, and we will go back to $100 a month. Also, better deals if you subscribe for a longer period of time. So all the information is on the website. You also get access. Sorry, I should definitely be pointing this out. You do also get access to exclusive curated news. So Scott does curate the news, so no more searching and looking for news that is relevant to your trading positions or the cryptocurrency markets. Scott does curate all that news daily for our premium subscribers as well. All right, so you guys, if you have any questions about that, you can reach us in the Discord. All the information's on the website. Feel free to leave any comments, questions, concerns, opinions, sarcastic remarks, and or death threats in the comments section down below, or you can reach us at contact@krakencryptocurrency.com, or you can DM us in the Discord. You guys have been fantastic. I do want to give one more announcement before I end the show. Tonight is going to be the last night that you guys can enter for the $50 Bitcoin giveaway for the Christmas price prediction, guys. We've been talking about this for a few days. Obviously, we weren't on the show yesterday because I took a personal day, but we are going to be giving away $50 to whoever can have the most accurate prediction for the price of Bitcoin on the candle close on Christmas Eve. So when the daily candle closes on December 24th and the daily candle opens on Christmas, December 25th, whoever has the price prediction closest to that level will receive $50 in BTC. I'd probably be willing to be cool about it. If you guys want some other cryptocurrency, we'll probably do the back end work for that as well. But again, we'll be giving away $50 in BTC, so free to enter. Anybody can enter. You can enter by going to our Discord. There is the Christmas price prediction channel in the important news category, so you guys can just put your predictions in there. You have until the daily candle close today. Today is the last day that you can put the prediction in. So make sure you get that prediction in, because we will be locking the channel and you won't be able to edit your replies. So none of that funny business, guys. So you have until 6 p.m. Central Standard Time tonight to enter your price prediction. You can also tweet us at cracking_crypto with your price prediction using the hashtag. I think it's Cracking Crypto Bitmas. Yeah, Cracking Crypto Bitmas. Check our Twitter. That'll have all the information in there. Let me see if I can't check. Maybe we didn't make a Twitter post about this. I'll definitely have to have Scott get on that and spit that out. So follow us on Twitter at cracking_crypto. I'll make sure that does get out. But yeah, you can tweet at us at cracking_crypto with your price prediction as well. So you have until 6 p.m. tonight, guys, to get that in. All right, you guys have been fantastic, awesome, and wonderful. I hope that you guys trade safely, and I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of the weekend, guys. Be safe and trade smartly, guys. I'm out.